All right, we've got a no heat call, and we are second opinion, you might say. Once I got here and started talking to him, sounds like we might be the third or fourth opinion. And I ain't so sure this thing's dead. It's a train from 2009. So here's the problem with HVAC these days is, people's air or heat, whatever goes out, and they call for a mechanic, and then they send you a salesman. And I tell you what, I love to sell and install new equipment, but at least look and see what's wrong. So none of the other, I think two, not sure how many, but I think two companies, none of them offered any, explanation of what's wrong, why they want to do what. So let's take a look. I think this is where it is. All right. Definitely one of our good furnaces we made, TUC. Little 040. Called them a XB90 back in the day. Let's see what we get here. I think steady flash means on and no call for heat, I do believe. Let's get a jumper wire out here and save ourselves a trip to the thermostat. I'm going to use my old trusty Short Pro tool. I'm going to use it as a jumper. And I'm going to go from I'm going to go from red to white. And I'm going to see what happens. So far we get nothing. Uh-oh, blinking. 1, 2, 3. Three blinks. I notice we got no inducer. So I wonder, maybe we got a board problem. I hear the relay clicking on the board. Okay, neither side of that is hot. So I don't know that we're getting power to the inducer. So we may have a board issue. Let's investigate that. If I remember right, on these old boards, this plug right here is what powers the inducer and the igniter, I do believe. Because there's no other. That's definitely it right there. There's no other 110 hots other than, here's all your blower speeds. But so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump power to this inducer and see if it runs. And I may have one of these boards right here, or at least what's compatible with it. See if we can get this guy going. Okay, so what I did was I took my Short Pro tool and I ran it from the motor side to this is the hot off the door switch. Yep. And the inducer is running. So all I really need to do is get me a jimmy wiggler and hook it to this bottom here. And I can run a jumper from the power to this and see if the furnace will fire up. And if it actually does fire the furnace up and everything works okay, I will, from that point, get them some heat in the house while I go get them a board. How about that? Let's try it. All right, everybody knows what I mean by jimmy wiggler. One of them. So, right where this power goes onto this board, I'm gonna plug this jimmy wiggler in with 2 wires on it instead of 1. And that's gonna allow us to rob some full-time power to run this inducer. Okay. All right. Plain and simple. I just hooked 2 wires where 1 was. We're gonna take this thing and poke it up through here. Into the direction of this high limit. Okay, so this is the one goes to the motor. Jump that in there. If I had another jimmy wiggler on me, I'd just hook these 2 together with it, but I'm gonna try to let it run a few minutes. Get them some heat in the house, it's cold. I mean, it's colder in that house than it is out here. Hopefully that blue wire nut will go on there. All right. Yep. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Now let's put our jumper back on. It gives us a call. And let's see if this thing fires up. And if it does, we'll just put a board on it. So we're still getting the 3 flash. And I would have thought that would just be pressure switch. Let's look and see what that is. Pressure switch error. Okay. All right, so with the inducer not running, you would certainly think you've got a pressure switch error. And it is full of water. Dang. I don't know how that thing got full of water like that. It's not from the top. Got it in my dadgum mouth too. I mean, full of water. Great. I ain't never seen that much water in a pressure switch before. Oh, I ain't so sure we're gonna get that thing to work. It's working now. I don't know if the inducer will pull it in or not, but you know, you gotta try to get people heat. I might have heard it click. Sure did. Wonder if we're gonna get any power to our igniter. We sure are. Okay. So obviously, all we need is a board here. We'll wait and see if it brings the blower on too before I go giving it money. Come on, baby. Come on, blower. Anytime now. There it goes. Okay. So obviously, a board will fix this furnace. We've jumped out the inducer, got it going. Got the water out of the pressure switch. Everything is fired up, blowers going and everything. So let's take our jumper out. I'm gonna cool it down before I let it go. And then let's go inside and turn the thermostat on. See if it fires up again. And we will go look for a board. Go hit the thermostat. All right, we saw it run. And it's putting heat in the house. And I do believe this is a newer version, but I do believe we can swap this board out. So we're gonna give it a shot. Okay, I took our thermostat wires off right quick, and I'm gonna pull my Jimmy Wiggler back off because we're not gonna need to rob power any longer. If we get the board back working, we should be okay. All right. Now we'll keep this little male to Jimmy Wiggler wire for use on another day. There's our incoming power. That's our transformer power right here. These are our blower speeds. Okay. These are our neutrals. And they are labeled, but they don't really matter where they go, although that one might be the smaller one that is a weird one. Okay, we unplugged the two plugs and the board is essentially free. So let's get that board off and get this board on right quick. Okay, we got this one off. I don't see anything burned or whatever, but it was definitely not giving power to our inducer. And I just hope I'm right and I don't have to go back to the shop to get one of these old things. And I've got some of those too, but I hope I'm right and this newer board will actually do the same thing. And those standoffs are definitely going to line up so I can keep the ones that are on it. And this will be a quick, easy swap. And we will achieve two things on this second opinion call. Number one, at least figuring out what's wrong with it and fixing it before selling them a new one. It's definitely going to get us hero status, putting heat back in the house. And number two, oh yeah, it all lines right back up. And number two, I'd say we probably secured the sale for the day that it gets here where it really needs to happen. So I don't know how smart it is to have people call you for a mechanic and you send them a salesman. I just really don't think that's the smartest thing to do. And it goes the other way on these. I do remember that. I've done this before. Okay, black we're going to use for cool. I'm going to use blue for heat. And I'm going to park the yellow, which is like a medium high. I'm going to park the red, which is the really low one. So blue is kind of a medium, and black is the high, and that's what we're going to put on cool and heat. And down here, as far as line and humidifier, those really don't matter if they're reversed or not. And over here, I'm not so sure we've got the, I don't think any of this really matters. These neutrals. But I will put them back the way I took them off. But I'm pretty sure these neutrals are all neutrals. And that's just that. Okay. So now all we got to do is put our thermostat wires back on. And we are golden. And I'm going to guess that that black must have been common going upstairs, because there's not a blue. And they were all hooked up. Okay. So let's take a look at that other video real quick. and make sure the black was hooked to common, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so that black was definitely hooked to common with the 2-wire from outside. So other than this pressure switch not being our best friend with all that water in it, and I had this one I thought would be right in the vehicle, but it is not. That one closes at 1.65. This one closes at 1.29, and I'm scared that in the middle of the night when it was cold or something, it may not pull the other one in. So let's see if we get everything working like we're supposed to. So we're getting our steady flash, which means it's pretty obvious that whatever type of thermostat they have has got some delay to it. I hope we don't have to go after a pressure switch and we can fix this while we're here. But I guess we're gonna find out. All right, there comes our inducer. And I think I heard the click from that pressure switch. Not positive, but I think I did. Yep. Okay. So we are now ready to leave these people with heat quick and easy on a cold weekend. It's Saturday about 6 o'clock. And as I said, I think we'll be the hero for doing this. I don't know if they got a Nest or an Ecobee or what. She just went in there and turned it on for me, so. Obviously we got the delay again, and I'm gonna watch all this happen again before I put that top door on. But I'll show them what we did.